Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now we have come to the last topic, which is inverse of matrices. So first of all, let us go through the identity property. So what is written in identity property? When you have a matrix A multiplied to identity, this is just equal to identity multiplied to matrix A, and this will be equal to matrix A. Second, for inverse property, when a matrix A is multiplied to A inverse or A inverse multiplied to A, the answer will be identity. Okay, so this inverse property is very powerful. Whenever you are doing calculation, when you get I in your right hand side, meaning that the properties of inverse is there. Next, let's see how to solve system of equation using matrix. So what we should do is, first of all, when you get a question, let us write matrix A and then multiply it to matrix X, which is X, Y, Z, and then equal to your right hand side. So now we want to focus on how to find X, okay, because this is the one that we want to solve. So we know we need to get rid of this A here. We cannot bring A and divide, okay, because we don't have division of matrices. So the only way we can get rid of this A here is to multiply with A inverse. Since you want to multiply with A inverse on your left hand side here, meaning that for this part we want to also multiply A inverse also on your left. Okay, so now let's open up A inverse multiplied by A, you'll get I. So now we have I times X equal to A inverse B. So I multiply matrix X is just equal to matrix X, therefore X is equal to A inverse B. So this is the equation that we want to use later on when we want to solve system of equation. Now what we should do is, we want to find X, first we must find A inverse and then just multiply it with B, which we can get from the question, and then when we multiply it, we will find the value of X, which is 3 by 1. So now, how to find A inverse? We want to make this type of matrix here. This is not a normal augmented matrix, okay? What we should do is just open up a bracket. So just write matrix A here. So if you have 3 by 3, therefore let's put all the matrix A here. And then let's put the identity here. So how to write identity? 1, 1, 1. Other entries are 0. Now you want to use ERO, elementary row operation, until finally we have identity on our left hand side, 1, 1, 1, other entries are 0. And then whatever you have on your right hand side here. So this is actually A inverse that we are looking for. So how to find the A inverse here? You must do this. First of all, make this 1 and then use this 1 to make this 0 and this 0. Next, make the middle term 1. Use this 1 to make this 0 and this 0. And lastly, make this 1 and use this 1 to make this 0 and 0. Later on, when we get A inverse, let's just put it here. And then let's just multiply with B. Therefore, we'll find our answer of X. Now let's look at this one example here. Given a matrix A in this form, and then find its inverse using elementary row operations. Hence, solve this system of equation. So let's do one by one. We have matrix A. So now let's find its inverse. This is what the question wants. Okay. So just open up a bracket. Let's put your A here and let's put our I here. First of all, we want to make this entry 1. This is already 1, so no problem with that. Then we want to use that 1 to make this 0 and this 0 here. Okay, so let's write what should multiply to 1. When you plus 2, you get 0. So the answer here is negative 2. That's why we'll find this ERO here. And then let's focus here. How to make the third entry in the third row becomes 0. So let's write what should be multiplied to 1. When you plus 1, you get 0. So the answer here is negative 1. Therefore, this is the ERO that we are searching for. So now we're finished with that. This is 100. Next, let's make this entry to become 1. Okay, so what we should do is we just multiply it with negative 1 over 5. And then now this is already 1. Now let's use this 1 to make this entry 0 and this entry 0. So let's write what should be multiplied to 1 when you plus 2, you get 0. So the answer here is negative 2. This is the ERO that we get. And then let's focus here. So let's write what should we multiply to 1 when you plus 1, you get 0. So the answer is negative 1. So this is the ERO that we get. And then now this becomes 0 and 0. Now let's focus to make this entry here to become 1. So let's just multiply this row here, row 3, with 5 over 23. Okay, flip this up so that when you multiply this, you'll get 1. And then since this is already 1, we want to use this 1 to make this entry 0 and this entry 0. So let's write here what should we multiply to 1. When you plus 1 over 5, you get 0. So the answer here is negative 1 over 5. So this is the RO that we get. So what should we multiply to 1? When you plus negative 3 over 5, you get 0. So the answer here is 3 over 5. Now this is reduced echelon form already. This is identity 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0. And then whatever we have on our right hand side here is now A inverse. Since you can see that we have the same denominator, which is 23, we can just take out 1 over 23. So let's just write back the number of your numerator here. Therefore, this is your A inverse. Now let's see what's the next question said. Hence, solve this system. Right. So let's write this in terms of AX equal to B. So this is 1, 2, minus 1, 2, minus 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, multiplied by X, Y, Z equal to minus 1, 9, 6. So now you can see that this matrix here is the same. This is matrix A. So let's just use the method of A inverse here. This is very important. You have the word hence here. Since we have found just now the inverse, therefore the only way for you to solve this question is using inverse. You cannot use Gaussian, Gauss-Jordan, or any other method because you have the word hence here. So what we should do here is let's open up like just now, AX equal to B. And then let's open up AX equal to B. Let's multiply A inverse on your left hand side. So A inverse times A is I times X is X, A inverse B. So just rewrite as A inverse B. So this is what I want to do. X equal to A inverse B. So let's write X is equal to A inverse. Let's take the answer just now, multiply with your B. So you can just multiply these two matrices together. And then for final answer, let's fill in 1 over 23 inside. Okay, multiply inside. Therefore, this is your final answer of XYZ. XYZ is equal to 3 minus 1.